I'm not exactly sure at what point it happened, but apparently my battery died, so yay, that's a lot of fun. But basically what ended up happening was in the last one, was that apparently there's this dude's son who basically was made into a Dolotron, made his actual father throw up, wanted to give him money, but Pig was like, nah, it's my son, and yeah. So yeah, back to scar tissue. Okay, Victor savored the familiar warmth of aerial blood splashing into his face as he eased another penguin's lackey into oblivion. He wiped the blade of his victim's biker jacket, then searched his own forearm for a clean pot of flesh, amid the latest work of scars and fresh incisions. It had been an eventful night, and the blood loss was starting to drain Victor's energy. He planned to liberate just a handful of Penguin and Two-Face's men, leave the bodies in plain sight, and send a message to Scarecrow, who seemed determined to exclude him from his plans. But when he tallied the first victim, felt the knife's cold steel, Victor knew he wouldn't be satisfied until he fell a dozen more. Sirens howled at the distance, and Zaz looked up to see the sky illuminated by the symbol of the bat. It seemed Scarecrow's Halloween festivities had already begun. Instinctively, Victor's fingers traced the smooth patch of skin he was saving especially for Batman. Let Scarecrow have his fun tonight, he thought. Batman would no doubt humiliate him and the others who followed his farcical plan. Then Zaz would find him. That patch of skin wouldn't be smooth for long. Oh, in actuality, I actually heard that originally Victor Zaz was actually going to have his own part, was going to have like his own side mission in this game, but that didn't happen for some reason. For whatever reason. Lame. Okay. Okay, showtime! Live in 10, Vicky, her cameraman, said. They had the steps to themselves. Huddles of reporters looked at her enviously over the police cordon. It was technically really, but as a material witness to Sharp's crimes she'd given evidence at the courthouse that morning. She'd been impossible to get rid of after that. Showtime. Good evening, I'm Vicky Vale. Behind me stands Solon Wayne Courthouse. What's part of Arkham City's today's venue is which former Mayor Quincy Sharp was acquitted of his participation in that conspiracy. I am vindicated! Sharp screamed, bursting out of the courthouse and into the bombardment of camera flashes. It was Vicky. He honed on. Despite his lawyer's protest. Man, Sharp is having a temper tantrum and I'm dead. Please, with the not guilty verdict, Quincy Vale asked, her voice level, calm reporter tones. Oh, I'm guilty! Sharp spluttered. Of maintaining order, punishing the guilty, waiting to thankless city of his reliance on vigilante justice. What about funneling weapons into Arkham City? Vale asked, an edge to her voice now. Weapons like the rocket launcher that killed my helicopter pilot and friend. Unthinkable, Sharp said, in which precisely I was acquitted on that all other charges. Your journalist's objectivity has been compromised by trauma, Miss Vale. Are you sure, Quincy? Vale asked, handing him a sheet of paper. Because it looks like your signature on this requisition order. Sharp froze. The cameras kept flashing. She should have said it in court, but it was her scoop after all. Oh! She's spilling that hot, spoiling ass tea. Taking out the trash. Okay. Garbage collectors at Pipes sat in the Hell's Gate offices, holding the stained second-hand uniform and arm restraints like a new parent and their first dirty diaper. Ew! You are completely sure about this, boss? We're sure, We're sure, Deck growled from across the desk. Pipes didn't argue. It wasn't nice Harvey speaking, you could tell. After a while, a group of school friends can tell the pair of identical twins among them apart. It's not about the voice, not always. It's about the face. Which eye swings around and faster to look at you? Which side of the mouth, the lantern jaw, or the charred lips, the twisted lips? The smile plays across first. We need a front. We need a front for the bank job, Dad said. And you owe us, all of you. The compensation claims Arkham City has been corrupt as hell, sure. But Pipes has brought in with enough dirty cops and no justice flowed one way in Gotham. Well, it does if you haven't got the best lawyer in the city to ever saw running your class action suit from behind the scenes. I get it, boss. I really do, Pipes stammered. It's just Hellgate's waste disposal and illegal services, really? Dan leaned forward. Pipes tried not to shudder as the weepy skin peeled from the leather chair. Trust me, Nice Harvey answered. They're one and the same in this town. Okay. Office romance. Oh, it's getting spicy. Robin stood at Oracle's side as they watched the 3D model of the inconspicuous blood cell rotating the back computer monitor. He's still showing no symptoms, Oracle asked as she delved deeper into the cell structure. Cell's walls were intact, plasma healthy and clear. Nothing, Tim replied. Oracle glanced over her shoulder. Tim was staring straight ahead, arms folded, and the muscle in his jaw flexed. No smile, not today. He was working hard. They both were. Gotham demanded everything on them every day. Come on, Mr. Adams, Oracle asked. Come on, Mr. Adams, Oracle asked, fighting off a wave of exhaustion. What are you hiding? The protein channels, maybe? Tim leaned in to point at the image. When he drew his arm away, his hand grazed Barbara's neck. Barbara stopped typing, caught her breath. Tim went still. The moment drew itself out, each second marketed by the clock towers and a mechanical heartbeat. Then Tim turned away. We can't do this again. We can't do this. Not again. Oh my God! Are y'all really going to... Joe! Y'all got Henry Adams coming out, and then y'all probably got Albert King and Christina Bell and Johnny Charisma. You have those patients right in front of y'all, and y'all were really about to make out? Oh! Y'all nasty! Oh my God! Y'all nasty! Hermatology was never your strong suit, huh, Drake? Barbara joked painfully, but Tim was already gone. She sat there, wondering why he didn't come back and why she didn't try and stop him, like he must have hoped she would. But why make things harder than they had to be? Gotham came first. The job. It's the choice they made. They could turn their backs on each other, but not on that. Wait a minute! So they're in a relationship or something? Oh my God, no! 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 Just no. I'm going to say this once. Arkham Riders, what in the world went in your head shipping these two? I'm sorry, I don't ship them. Revenant. Okay. Zach hated Mondays. He'd been working the early shift at the morgue for all the 3 weeks, and he was already starting to resemble the pallid corpse. The bourbon-induced hangover certainly wasn't helping. His stomach had been growling all morning, and it was still an hour until lunch. His bowels lurched at the thought of another plate of slop from the commissary. Only this time, the accompanying growl was deeper, more resonant, from another place. He scanned the room for the source. But still, something released pockets of gas when they started to decompose. Pungent gifts from the afterlife, but this sound was different. Almost like a word trying to be formed, trapped by shuddering lips. It was coming from one of the new cold storage units. These compartments weren't supposed to have locks, but this one had 4. They weren't usually this big either, and they certainly didn't have wing tag branding. The door swung open and plumes of dry ice poured out of Zack's legs. As the lights flickered on, you could see the outline of a hulking corpse spread out on the floor. It was inhumanely large and breathing. Bore. Zack slipped on the tiles and landed hard, sending his glasses skidding across the room. Feeling with his hands, he worked his way over the huge slabs of cold muscle to the wrist as thick as the thigh. He wiped the frost off the plastic ID tag and strained to see the name, Solomon Grundy. Like the nursery rhyme, the body shifted, its giant lungs filling with ice-cold air. The voice was rough, guttural, and angry. Born on a Monday! Oh my god, I'm just hurting my throat doing all the voices for some reason. Eesh. But yeah, born on a Monday, christened on a Tuesday, married on Wednesday. You know the drill. Lab rat. Oh, hell no! So, pyrophobia, fear of fire. Some fears make more sense than others, Alex thought, crunching his eyes shut against the flames and retreating into the furthest corner of his cell. He read a case study once when he was saying about a man with a pharmacophobia, fear of medicine. The poor man suffered from epileptic seizures, yet refused to take his pills. Madness, counterintuitive, misfiring self-preservation, instinct rejecting the very things that preserved. But fear of fire? That made evolutionary sense. Alex comforted himself, picturing humanity's ancestors scattering across the village as flames licked dry grass. He wasn't mad. He was just too sensitive. His phobia was just awareness of the damage that the inferno raging in front of him could do to his delicate tissues. If it was real, Simon had summoned him, Alex remembered, accused him of betrayal. But now he was here, a test subject, meat for the grinder, brain matter for the thresher. And now, oh shoot, I already wrote that. More data for Stag. They stopped pumping toxin into his cell hours ago. But still, the fires burned around him, a phantom wall of flame. They started closing in. Alex Torres screamed as the flames consumed him. Screams of terror, not pain. To an outside observer, the result was slapstick, a white-coat scientist flailing at nothing, but all Alex could see was flames eating at his flesh, gnawing down to the bone. Oh, because then we got Phosphorus, Dr. Phosphorus. If you guys have heard of that character. Critter. Okay. Roach wrenched against his restraints and watched the beetles skitter across Scarecrow's gloved hands. He wasn't sure what made him sicker. Scarecrow's creepy new face or the rocking of the damn cargo container they were hidden inside. Joker would find him, surely. They couldn't have gone far from the steel mill. Fascinating creatures, aren't they? Scarecrow said. So small. Crane was holding a bug by one of its legs. Now, as the other 5 limbs scrambled out at the air, a wave hit at the boat, and the poor thing swung back and forth. No warning colors either. He dropped the bug to the floor. It scuttled forwards. Roach, who fought back the urge to stamp on it, he didn't want to look afraid. Dang! Do they want their predators to fall for it? Scarecrow asked, watching another insect creep across his paw to sink their teeth into its fragile shell. Bro, I don't know, you tell me! Scarecrow made a fist, crushing the insect in his hands. Ew! Go wash your hands, bro! Ew! Go wash your hands, homie! Jonathan, wash your hands! You don't want to go with somebody, if the bug got coronavirus, you don't want to give it to nobody else. The beast that does so will regret it, Scarecrow explains, wiping the mashed up insects into the glass beaker. Ew! Wash your hands! Not through sickness or death. He added chemicals to the beaker now, muddling the mixture into the greenish-black, sludgy cocktail. But through the hallucinations this creature's toxic secretions cause, through the beating of the overworked heart, the adrenaline coursing through their bloodstream, through fear. Oh! He turned to Roach now, the beaker in one hand, a funnel in the other. My toxin failed me at Arkham. Together we will ensure that never happens again. Social outcast. Social outcast. Why do you attack Batman? He is base. You are a... Oh my god. Riddler deleted the email, and the others like it, as prickly hot anger and shame squirmed through his insides. No point denying it. Hashtag Crusadergate has been a disastrous social media campaign. Yo! Oh my god, Eddie! I didn't know you would be the one to type like that. You you seem like you would be far above, typing shit like that. He couldn't understand it. It seemed like the internet's idiotic and easily roused rabble could frothe himself into a full bag cappuccino of frenzy over white knights. Oh, I see what's going on here. He's really just throwing crap at us younger millennials and then the Gen Z for the text language. Don't do us like that, Eddie, please. Yeah, sort of stuff like that. But offer it up a dark one on a plate, and you get a soy latte's worth of indignation at best. Didn't they understand what Batman has done? Oh my god! The memories rise up like bile. Riddler is back in Arkham City. Batman places an explosive hat, Riddler's own invention, on his head, forces him to march in endless circles, test the device detonates. It's hours before Riddler realizes the trick, that the explosives had been defused. Having borne witness to his shame, this computer was tainted now, yet Riddler paused. He still had electrical burns from the last time he angrily ripped 128 gigs of RAM from a motherboard. Eddie! Safety first, homie! His search for a hammer concluded when another email arrived. To the owner of Enigmatic Holdings Ltd., Gotham City Council hereby approves your purchase of the disused sewerage and water processing facilities beneath the city if it can, for the first time in months. Edward smiled. Eddie! Oh, Edward! Yo, Edward! Yo! Eddie, you got some stuff going on. The demon's head. Okay. The messengers dropped down onto the puddled street and stayed crouched in its shadow, her head resting in the hilt of a katana. Caution was innate, trained into every sinew and fiber of her body. She waited for the drunken couple to stagger past and approach her canvas, a wall of decaying posters. She unfolded the stencil and held it in place. The small nozzle concealed in her wrist guard released a pressured spray of black paint. With a few waves of her hand, the image was complete. It would join the others as she had spent the night emblazoned on Gotham's walls. Most people would think it was just another work of art. They wouldn't know of the war that raged, the war to bring him back, to resurrect Ra's al Ghul. The air whistled. Instinct turned her head as the blaze gray skin and embedded itself in the center of the dripping insignia. The assassin stepped out of her throwing stance and drew a sword from her back. You openly defy the League of Assassins. The penalty is death! Wiping the blood from her cheek, the messenger faced her enemy. There is no league without him. That is the truth. Surveying her surroundings, the assassin approached. You will not find his body. What makes you think we're still looking? The messenger unslithered her katana. The demon's head will live again. Okay, now we got visiting hours. Prison. The irony wasn't lost on Quincy Sharp, but that didn't mean he appreciated it. Quincy cried on the hard, cramped bed of his small, sterile cell, longing for the splendor of his city hall. He wished his master was here. Dr. Hugo Strange had awoken Quincy, lifted him for a higher state of awareness, made him mayor of Gotham. The therapy, the drugs, the loss of free will, a fair price for such a gift. In return, Quincy had defended Strange through both trials. Even now he clutched into Strange's remaining secrets, dear mementos of a parted friend. It's okay, Quincy, he heard Strange say. I'm here. Sit down, Strange, you and even like in the game before, even in Arkham Asylum, just Quincy's attitude, just no, oh no, oh, like boy bye. And then there was the whole I don't know. I mean, there were certain details about it that is like, oh, that just made me want to gag. Hugo? Quincy asked, wiping his tears on the cheap Arkham City jumpsuit that a guard made him wear. There he was, Dr. Hugo Strange, with his radiant white lab coat and paternal smile. Paternal my arse! Quincy, my servant, my friend, Hugo said. We don't have much time. Quincy was crying again with joy. How, master, how did you... Psychology, Quincy, science. I'm a being of suggestion, etched into your subconscious by my living self. Bish, please. The therapy, Quincy realized, the hypnosis, the drugs. Stay with me, master, please. Quincy tried to grab a hold of Phantom Hand. I cannot, Strange said, looking benevolently down at Quincy, stroking his hair with a touch the prisoner couldn't feel. There is one last service you could perform on me. Anything, Hugo, please. First, remove the sheet from your bed, Quincy, and tie it to the light fixture on the ceiling. What? Oh my god. Yo, so that is all the stories. Yeah, that took well over an hour. And then of course, I mean it was approaching an hour, and then the battery died, so I had to change the battery and finish it up from there. But yeah, so whew, that was a lot of reading, and now my voice just I'll do that later, okay? I'll do that later. But let me just, I'm just gonna, skim around, do my usual chiz. Yeah, skim around, do an idiot sort of stuff. And then after that, you know what? I just remember, I'm gonna look around at GCPD, so, yeah. Just do a small, quick look around, because I think there was one more thing that was added to the thing. Oh, just take off the mask and some idiocy happened. Hey, looky there. The rogues being rogues. Doing roaches. Simon Stagg, you snake! Why is he standing up like that? Why is he standing like that? Who's on the phone? Is the evidence room here? No. Not here. Ah! Oh, and then there's Kirk right there. Oh, there's the evidence room.
I heard those statues are pretty rare.
Well, they're easy to find. It's collecting them that's the problem.
Already went over that stuff. Scarecrow, all that stuff. Eh? And then our Narky. Scarface. Okay. So now it's time to Eddie stuff.
One giant-ass robot suit thing, built by Edward Nygma, a.k.a. the Riddler. For Eddie, he builds a custom-designed Batman killing machine and still gets his ass handed to him. Not sure if that says more about Batman or Eddie.
Oh my god, Cash! You really have to own him like that. Oh my god, yo, I'm dead. Sprinkle Fizz? The heck? Nah, y'all wildin' with this one. So, I'm really just only doing like a minimum skim around. I did say like I was gonna just look, I was gonna, you know, kind of look through, but probably not. The communications room? Oh no, have I been in here? Probably. Oh yeah, I probably have because there's this. Jonathan Crane, aka Scarecrow. And there's Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, and then Arkham Knight, true identity unknown. I'm surprised Scarecrow decided to, you know, consult with Deathstroke of all people.
I always thought the person inside that.
Oh, that's just rude. Please, don't be rude, y'all. Okay, now to continue to look around like an idiot, and yeah, all of that stuff happened. Add the siren sound.